Hello and welcome. I'm Briana and this is my life on paper. I am excited to be playing along with two things today. The first one is Moira O'Reilly and Mad About Mini Paper Pads. This is our second month doing this. We do it on the third Saturday of the month, and you use a 12 by 12 paper, and then the rest is mini paper pads. The second thing I'm playing along with is Sandie Reversky with Scrapping Reflections. It's a Facebook group. I will have everything listed below of everyone playing along with both groups. And she is doing Follow a Sketch February. So if you search the hashtag FASF23, you can find everybody that's playing along. And I will also have listed people that are playing down below. So I have two pictures of a recent scrapbook retreat in January that I was at with my sister and my good friend Diane. And I recently did the companion page. The colors are similar but not exact, so they're complementary. This will work really good. I will have that video linked below. When I get having fun, not always good at taking pictures, but I'm glad to be present in the moment. This is a restaurant bar that we went to one night, and then this, I was so excited because usually I bring a lot more just stuff with me to a crop, and this is I got it down to just this. I'm super excited, and it worked really good, and I wanted a picture so that I remember how I pack next time. The paper pad that I picked, I don't have many, but I've got Carnival. It is from Walmart. It's Colorbach, and I really love these colors. I went out ahead of time. There is a couple, actually. There's two pieces that are not from this paper pad that I grabbed from various things. So it's these two pieces of paper. But I went and grabbed them ahead so that I could cut out these circles that you see the sketch from Follow a Sketch February. It is from Page Maps. So I have my circles. I will cut them in half. There's 3 lines going this way. I have some punches. I usually get them off of like eBay, a Facebook Marketplace, things like that. And I do have a Cricut, but these are easier sometimes to pull out, and you could make one all the way across because the Cricut only lets you do 11.5 inches, which can piece together. I wanted to show you quickly too how I keep track of my punches. So if I forget which bin it goes back into, each bin is color coordinated. So, and then I just have an example. So if I want to look for like maybe a scallop border, I know where to go to. And then if I can't remember where it goes later, if I've taken out too many, don't remember where it goes, it's easy to find the color and then to put it back. And most of mine, well, they're labeled as either border, so you'll see lots of borders, and then some are listed as shapes because I do have a couple that are shapes as well. So there's that. All right, what I'm gonna do right now is speed you up and tell you what I'm doing. Okay, so the first thing I do is cut those circles, and I'm gonna dry fit everything to make sure it's looking exactly the way I want to before anything gets laid down. And I do, boy, I move things around a lot and in and out and can't decide on this. So this is a long one. I really sped things up. So it's gonna look like I'm moving really fast, but it was gonna be painful otherwise. So I grab that first piece of paper and do my border punch on it and trim that down. I have to have 2, and I'm gonna have to have something that goes in the middle. I find out quickly because it's on the board, on the angle, you need more than 12 by 12 to cover that span. So I'll just bring in something to cover that gap in the middle later. But I trim down that red paper to stick in the middle for a punch of color. And then I grab my Martha Stewart border punch to do the next one. And it's a chain one that does both sides, so it trims off both sides. But it's a little chain and it looks really busy, and I'm not so sure how I like that. But I'm gonna punch up the second side too and lay it out and figure out if I really like it or not. And these punch so nice. I never have a problem, I should knock on wood, never have a problem with sticking or anything. The EK Success was the one I used first too, and that was the same, where they punch so nice. I have quite a collection of them. So then I'm looking for that piece that's going to go in the middle. I have a circle punch, and then I check out all different parts of the paper to get a nice pattern that I like in the middle of that circle. And then I trim down that pink piece of paper. I know I want the hearts on the side. I'm following the sketch, so I'm going to trim that down a little bit so that it can get tucked in there the way I like it. And then that camera is from Creative Memories, and I know it's big, but it was cute and I wanted to use it. I end up finding something different because I know it's just too big, unfortunately. So I do grab out my color box, and this is my multi-color box, and I'm looking through stuff, and I want like a card or some kind of thing to go on that right side for journaling. So, and the other what I do is I go through absolutely every single card, because you never know what you might find, and I'm just afraid of missing the perfect one. So I have to get over that. There's many perfect ones. So I do pull out a couple of them that I'm going to audition just to see which one do I like the best. That blue piece that I pulled out on top, that little tag, is in the wrong spot. It should be in blue. So that's why that's sitting up there. Not that I'm thinking about using it. I find that little piece, that's the perfect colors to go with all those. So I know I want to tuck that in somewhere. And then I'm just going to keep going through all these tags to make sure I don't miss something. And then I find these, so I have these it's like a washi sticker. So I pull these out and I go through every single one of those, and I'm thinking about using those. Those aren't long enough to use as the strips across the paper, but I do find these border stickers, and those are from Stampin' Up, and they're pretty old. It's a hand-me-down I had gotten. The other thing I pull out, I was very excited to find, are these it's called One of a Kind by My Mind's Eye. It's 55 pieces, and it was from 2020, and I believe I got it from Scrapbook Generation on one of their deals. So these colors work beautifully. So I'm just looking through to see, kind of weeding out what doesn't go. There's some blues in there, and I know I'm not going to use those, but I'm just trying to see what might work, what might not. The florals are fun. And then that picture of that girl, that's one of those things where on a scrapbook layout of a scrapbook retreat, how can you not use something like that? It's not something that would go on every layout, but it works perfectly for this one. And with the circles, I just rounded the corners to kind of make it softer there. So I'm looking for stuff to layer on top of that journaling tag. It actually says, "Today is your day." And I don't know how that relates to a scrapbooking layout other than I feel like every day is my day, but so I'm going to cover that up. And then I'm going back in to layer up these border stickers and seeing how that's looking. I'm kind of thinking, do I want the red? I like the red in there. Is it too much? So I definitely am going with that green border sticker, and then just adjusting those. And then I find these things to go onto get your pictures lined up. And then I get the girl lined up, and then I think I'm going to give those red. I'm really debating on that red. So I just go in and put in different things into the clusters. But this is not, like, my style is usually more bold or bright than this. This is more light. And I love these colors, the pinks, the yellow, the green, but it's just more light than my style. But I love the way this turns out, so there's nothing wrong with getting out of your box. I think between using the 6x6 pads, doing the mini paper pads, and the sketch, it allowed me to do something that I wouldn't have normally done. So I still moving stuff around. I'm still not sure about that red paper. So I pull out another border sticker from this group. It's more of a different shade of yellow. It's a kind of a golden yellow, but I have a couple different yellows going on there, so I knew it would be okay. And I pull that red out, and then I just put a little bit of red with the girl, and then with the photo, and that makes me much more happy. So I know that's what I want to do. I'm looking through that washi tape, and I'm finding little pieces to cluster along with that. Just anything that would be yellow, green, pink, I want to use and add to this layout. So that's what I'm cutting out and laying down in my clusters. I'm getting those tags out of the way. I'm not going to use those tags. Cleaning up my area a little bit, making sure everything's still as I want it, getting ready to glue things down. So I bring out the ruler, not that I want everything to be perfect, but that first layer that I lay down, I want it to go straight across. Not that it's kind of wonky or looks crooked, because that would bother me forever and ever. So I do use the ruler to get the first one down, and then I get those circles tucked in there, and now I've got half circles I can use in a different layout. And then the sticker strips go down next, and those had to get cut in half as well to allow to go across the whole page, and it made it easier to work with too, that I wasn't worried about having to work with a 12 by 12 sticker and getting that straight and not buckling and everything. And once I get that down, then I start just laying down my embellishments and getting everything set up. Did I mention the background paper is Colorbok, and it's from 2003, so I'm so excited to be using up my stash. That is one of the oldest pieces in my stash. I won't say that there's nothing older, because tomorrow I'll find something that's older, so stay tuned. Getting my pictures glued down, I did, move them around a little bit. I did want to follow the sketch, and the sketch had the piece of paper there a little bit shorter than those photos, so I did that. The piece that's going over the journaling box says inspiring, so I like that. I get the little girl there, I shouldn't say little girl, glued down along with the peace sign, and I'm getting my washi stickers down. Getting everything where I like it, spreading out the color so that there's a little bit of each of the colors all over in each cluster. And then I do have a little piece that goes up into that corner that's orange and says love the flaws, because isn't that true about scrapbooking too? And not that we have flaws, not flaws, but any kind of, I don't want to even say mistakes. Everything is another reason to embellish, so it's all good. But I'm getting everything stuck down, and then finishing it up. I do look back to the sketch and see that there is some stitching, and so I grab out my pen. I go through those washi one more time, making sure, seeing if because there could use some color on the bottom of that photo. So I do grab out a yellow and a green sticker just to put on the bottom. And then I pick up my pen and I do some stitching. And the funny thing with the stitching is that the harder I try to be not perfect, the more perfect it gets. So the next time I need a perfect stitching sketch with my pen, I'm going to try to be imperfect. Because that really works, apparently. Who knew? But yeah. And then I just put some random stitching on the bottom as well. And then after that, I'll put some black dots through like the flowers and stuff, just to bring that black throughout the rest of the layout. And that's something I never pick up. I never pick up a pen and just like, randomly put dots on the page, but it turned out so good. I am in love with it. So I'm so excited about this layout. That is not what I would normally not my normal style, but I love it. So, all right, watch along for close-ups in the end.